Gravity, The Counsellor, George Clooney, Brad Pitt. 2 movies, one choice. Welcome to Box Office Battle. Okay, let's get started with round 1. Which of these 2 films is based around the best idea?
As you know, I was asked to go and see Gravity. This is a movie done by, directed by Alfonso Cuarón. It stars Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. It's about a kind of satellite that ends up getting hit. The debris of that is projected off at quite a high velocity. This obviously causes a bit of danger, and the rest of the film is about obviously how they're going to survive and how they're going to keep on going. Right,
great. You want to go against that?
Yeah, I was asked to go see The Counsellor. It was written by Cormac McCarthy and directed by Ridley Scott. It starred Michael Fassbender, Penelope Cruz, Cameron Diaz and Brad Pitt. And Michael Fassbender played the counsellor. Basically, he was a lawyer, very happy with his life, newly engaged, and he got involved in a drug deal so he could make some money, and it all went wrong.
Right, so really 2 contrasting films, really. You know, we're going to go on to round 2 now, which is all about the acting. So, you know, which of these 2 films has got the best acting? Because you've mentioned a few of the stars there, and the really big names. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with kind of Gravity, I mean, the way it's set, obviously, it's the 2 main stars in it are there throughout, kind of thing. With George Clooney, he plays a very small part in the movie, kind of thing. He's there at the beginning. He's kind of this charismatic, old school NASA. He's been in the program a long time. It's his last mission. You know, he's having a great time. You kind of see him thrusting around and everything like that. Sandra Bullock kind of tells the story more. It's actually through her acting that you start to realise that this is less a movie about space and more a movie about the struggle that she's had through her life, and obviously through what's going on now, helping her overcome it in her ordeals in her past.
So, obviously, George Clooney, like, not one of his biggest roles.
No, not one of his biggest at all.
Would you say he still portrays, like, the acting he does in all his other films? Like?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, he has kind of a generic feel to him anyway, doesn't he? I mean, a familiar kind of character that he would play. And he plays it very well. Plays it very, very well up until the part, obviously, where he ends up leaving the movie.
The acting stars in The Counsellor?
Yeah, well, Brad Pitt and Cameron Diaz were obviously brilliant in The Counsellor, but the ones that really stood out to me were Michael Fassbender and Penelope Cruz, who played the counsellor and the counsellor's fiancée, Laura. I think Michael Fassbender did a really good job of creating a character that could depict man's descent into greed, as well as he did, and the consequences of that. And Laura played a very good, sort of naive, kindly girl thrust into a dark situation that she wouldn't normally be able to contend with.
Yeah, so once again, another massive, like 2 massive names, Cameron Diaz, Brad Pitt. Are they also as good as other films, and how big are their roles in this film?
They all 4 of the characters sort of have the lead roles. They are like the essential characters within the film, and I think they all play quite a big part, and they do have a lot of monologues and quite philosophical quotes they have to put across, and I think that they do it really well.
Okay. So would you say that the actors show the emotion well? Do they get the message across? Do they draw the audience in?
Some of the quotes were a little bit long-winded and misplaced, but undoubtedly the actors did do them justice, and they did carry across the message that the writer meant to convey.
Great. And now, one of our reviewers have one last chance to persuade me that their movie is the best. In this, the final round, it's all about which of the 2 films is most exciting. Does everyone want to go first?
I mean, it's one of these things where, I mean, like I say, the first shot is taken and you're just kind of captivated from the beginning for 13 minutes. You know that this single shot, it's just falling through space, and it just draws you in straight away to kind of the way, the feel of the movie. The camera angles, the CGI, not just that, obviously there's kind of the time scale within the movie. They know that they're under pressure because the debris is coming back around again to hit them again, so it builds up that tensity. So for me, I mean, obviously I haven't seen The Counsellor. I couldn't say whether or not it was more action focused or anything like that, but this is just so kind of, you leave the cinema feeling very pleased. You feel like you've got a lot more out of it than you would have done from any other kind of cinema experience that you've had before. So for me, it's got to be kind of like right up there with obviously on entertainment value, definitely.
Oh, great. So, should we go for it?
The Counsellor has a lot of appealing factors. Mainly for me, it was Michael Fassbender and Penelope Cruz's performances that definitely conveyed the characters like they're meant to. But I would say over everything else, that it was mainly the message that the film put across about, like I said before, about man's descent into greed and the consequences of it. It's not something that's touched upon regularly in films, and I think they put it across pretty well. One thing I would say about it is quite philosophical, and it's quite hard-hitting and heavy, so it wouldn't really be for the light-hearted, but I think that if you want to see something that actually makes you think, then I think that would be a very good choice.
After a very good debate and two very good contrasting films, I've got a conclusion and a winner. Due to the amazing cinematography and the amazing acting skills alongside it, this week's winner is Gravity. Join us next time on Box Office Battle.